they're going to try to provide the emails that I sent and say, see, this is exactly why he cannot do it, because he can't control it. But the truth is that this is exactly why I'm ready. And it is complete naivety, and it's a complete disregard for putting in the effort on mom's part, which is why every specialist asked her to be involved, because she would understand what I'm trying to say. In June, mid-June to end of June, mid-June to July, I didn't drink for 1 month by myself, no issue. And then what happened? The judge at the time said, no, you can't see your kid. Well, I started drinking. Just before the judge, I was seeing a therapist in BC for 2 weeks, but I came home to try to see Maya. And then, of course, mom didn't allow it, because I was going to see it with CAS. Child Services agreed that we should. And then I came home, and then I was, for 1 month, and it was super easy. It's not hard. I was just drinking non-alcoholic beer, and I was completely okay. I was like, okay, I'll see Maya soon. I'll be okay. And business was slow, so that was a de-stressor, right? I didn't have to work heavily. We'd get slow during summer. So I love you, Bella. Then the judge says no, and he hammers me and says I'm not a law-abiding citizen, which I've never, or I have disregard for the law, which, I'm sorry, the car seat is really out of my control, and it really is. I don't know what to do. And I come back, but after the judge saying that, I fell off hard, and I just started the program, and I didn't understand why. It takes time to learn that the whole point of when you're taking these programs is learning, especially when you're trying to reduce drinking, is not why is not when you drink necessarily. It's why you drink. Like, what are the triggers to drinking? This is the major issue, right? So I had to learn. Oh God, when judges shit on me, or they say mean things, and especially when, I'm not worried about what a judge says about me, but when a judge denies me seeing my child, that's a trigger to drink. So then I had to learn how to deal with that. I had to learn that I couldn't just stay sober for a month and then expect to see my child. And that was reasonable from that judge. But that I had to learn that. And then I was fine for a long duration, about 2 months, about 2 months, 2.5 months. And I came up to the cottage and I did that specifically because I was feeling the urge to drink. There was too many triggers in Toronto, and too many bad habits, I should say, meaning places I'd gone to for 15 years, and I was able to do it, but I was actually gaining weight because I was drinking non-alcoholic beer, all of that stuff, or I just couldn't go out, and I just thought, enough of this. I need to get into nature, which my therapist at the time, like the specialist, completely supported. And I get up here and I feel great. There's no triggers. There's nothing here. The nearest LCBO is 5 kilometers. Like, there's a store that serves alcohol that's 5 kilometers away. So it's like, and so I went to the gym. I'm training hard. I'm getting in shape, and I go have 2 beers. Come back a couple days later, I had 1 beer. A couple days later, I have 1 beer, and 1 beer and 1 non-alcoholic. And then I go, okay, maybe a lot of this, because in order to reduce your drinking, I can't control my alcohol, but I can manage it. And that's why it's called a disease. It's not, I can't control alcohol, but I can manage it. And it's learning where your boundaries are and learning what you can and can't do. And so I was fine for 2 weeks. I was okay. And then one day I woke up, and it's when I found out that one of my best friend's father had cancer, and I was very close with this individual. And so I, at 10 in the morning, I said, screw it, I'm going to go have 2 drinks. So, and when I say 2 drinks, I mean 2 shots in a drink bottle, like a double gin and tonic at 10 o'clock. And then at 11 o'clock, I had a double. And 12 o'clock, I had a double. And 1 o'clock, I had a double. And I kept going. And by the end of and probably at the end of the night it sped up a bit, but it was around, either way, I had drank about 40 to 50 ounces is the bottom line throughout a, let's say, 20-hour period. Because during that time I'm on the phone with him, I'm doing things. Now, and this is another common misconception that Micheline is trying to say. I called and I was intoxicated. I used to binge drink. I don't binge drink anymore, meaning that I can still function. And what she's describing as me like calling like all fucked up it's not how it works, okay? That's not how it works. If I'm going to drink large volumes, it's going to be throughout the day. It's not like when I say 50 ounces, it means it's like throughout the day. Even then, when I was at 50 ounces in that letter I sent, this is also for people who might need help. It used to be that I would drink that regularly and I would need a certain amount just to function. On that day or 2 days that I did it, I didn't need it. There was no withdrawal symptoms. I used to have to take medication to remove the withdrawal. And you have to talk about the withdrawal and going to the hospital, because you haven't done that yet. To remove the withdrawal. So then I realized, okay, I talked with my specialist and I'm like, don't beat yourself up. And this is the problem. In all due respect, with my ex-wife, with her lawyer, with anybody who doesn't understand, because they're not willing to listen. And she chose, I offered repeatedly, she chose not to be involved in this process. If she did, she would understand. Any person I talk to who's a specialist will go, I have made huge progress. And Your Honor, I really have. Monstrous progress. So then I stopped, and I did not need medication. As I was able to, I'm like, oh my God, I could actually stop. And I didn't need it. Like I was hungover, but I wasn't like cringing and shaking. You know what I mean? Like needing to get like, there's prescription medications that the doctors will give you, which I forget right now. And I would normally have them on me at the house. So if that happened, and let's say I had to go care for Maya the next day and I needed to stop. So let's say I was picking up Maya Monday at 6 p.m. and I had to stop drinking Sunday at 6. I would then take medication for 24 hours to get better. Yeah, this was how crazy it was. And then suddenly I didn't have to do that. I was like, wow, okay, so, and I was only